is much more worse when the tariff is increased and then there is apparently no light.
It's actually outrageous. The increase is high, is very high. We understand that.
Power 24/7. I have an AC that's on all the time. It runs 24 hours a day, as you could see.
So
You saw a picture?
yes, I saw a picture. Yes, I saw a picture of a radio, of TV, a lot of things, a lot of gadgets, and somebody said all these things are inside a phone now. Everything is. So I want you to tell us the future of solar. Has it come to stay? Do you think Nigerians will be able to embrace it? It's not cheap in the beginning, as in we talked about the installation process and all. It might not be cheap, but in the long run, definitely it's the sun, and you're not paying for the sun. Will Nigerians see this as an opportunity to have power like they want? Because if we have power the way we want, we'll produce more, and with that, prices of things can even come down. So yeah, it affects a lot of things. Will Nigerians embrace this change of solar power? What do you think about the future of solar power?
So let me take you to our past,
Okay.
our immediate past. 3 years ago, diesel was 200, 250 a liter. 3 weeks ago, diesel was 1,800. It doesn't matter how good a business you are, you cannot forecast. A business does projections and you do forecast, right? They prepare their budgets, right?
Yes.
There is nothing that could prepare you for such an increase in price. Nothing.
Okay.
So a business now, they have to think ahead, right? And one of the things they want to think is, I want to control and maintain a certain cost. So I'm going to project that my cost will increase by 20% or 25%, right? How can I guarantee that I can maintain that 25% increase in cost? And the only way they could do that is by solar. So what do I mean by that? And I'll answer a question I asked earlier too. So now you tell me, Christopher, I want you to come and provide power to me. So I want to run on solar from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 p.m. I don't want to run my generator. Or if I run my generator, I want to minimize how long I run the generator. Solar will do that. So what our systems and what do they do? Once the sun starts to come out, even though the grid is present, it starts to switch automatically the loads to solar till it gets to 100% on solar. So the grid will be present, but the grid will be standing and looking. It's not doing anything. Solar will be powering everything you do. And if you're able to do that, you can manage costs. Now the other question you asked me actually had two more. Sizing. Are we getting smaller? You said everything was inside one device, right? So before, I'll need a room this big to power what I do now. I'll show you what I have now. I just need this much space to run the same amount of energy. So yes, we got in there.
Okay.
About what is the future, right? You asked. Will Nigerians embrace it? I grew up in a Nigeria that had power 24/7. I grew up in a Nigeria that you would get a notice that they were going to take power, and for how long, and when they brought it back, they apologized. You don't have that experience. I'll be 60, so I'm much older, so I grew up in a different era. The experience you have is you're used to not having power, and when they bring power, up and up, you applaud, right? It makes no sense. It reminds you of what they call the Stockholm syndrome. You're the hostage, but yet you're sympathizing with the person holding you hostage. That's what we are today in Nigeria. So are we going to embrace? We don't have a choice. We've been limited to 5,000 megawatts forever. For the last 10 years, Nigeria needs over 100,000 megawatts. And we're not anywhere near there. We make all these promises, we make all these investments, and we don't get any closer. The only way out is renewables, solar, wind, and hydro, water.
Yes.
That's the only way out.
Okay, so you're taking me to another question. So we're on solar.
Yes.
We're just on solar.
Yes.
What about the wind and hydro?
So solar is faster to deploy
Than
the other two. You need serious. So let's talk about hydro, right? I need rights of way. I'm going to.
you have third mainland bridge, you have water.
Yes, but it's not that easy.
Okay.
You have to. So what you do is, how do you release the energy in the water, right? So you dam it, right? then you create pressure
Okay.
that falls and then drives the turbine. You can't just put a turbine into the water because there's no force, there's no energy to drive the turbine. So there's infrastructure involved.
Okay.
You have to use a lot of concrete to hold the water and then force, create enough force of when the water is coming down to turn something. That's very costly, but it's necessary. We can do it. They identified over 2,000 sites that we can done in Nigeria. So yes, they exist.
Okay.
If I decide I want to go into that business, I'll go into that business and I'll make money doing it. But the infrastructure required is much more capital intensive. Wind, same thing. I have to go in the middle of nowhere, put up wind turbines, and then draw power lines from where those wind turbines are to go somewhere else. Guess what? Solar. I show up here, I set up a power plant right there, and there's no extra cost in setting that power plant.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, so off camera, you were telling me about powering a hotel, and I was thinking hotel because we were talking about your home, but you are mentioning a hotel.
Yes.
So this is not just about homes.
No.
So do you power industries? Do you power like manufacturing companies? Do you power hotels? Do you power companies? Huge ones that use 7 ACs.
7 ACs are nothing.
Oh my God! Tell me more.
7 ACs is nothing.
Okay.
7 ACs, I could do that with my eyes closed.
Wow.
I have an inverter that will do 7 ACs without even blinking. It's a 30 kilowatt inverter, so it's equivalent to a 45 kVA generator. Yes, just one inverter.
So you could do that to industries?
Yes, so if Nigerian Breweries right now is running some of their factories on solar.
Their factory, you said?
Their factory on solar. There are companies right now that do power as a service, and they're going to huge factories and powering them on solar. So businesses have recognized that the only way they're going to survive is by going to an alternative. And so, like I told you, doesn't cost anything to deploy. Except the actual initial cost of the equipment, but you don't need to go do any rights of way. You don't have to change the infrastructure. You use existing infrastructure like roof space that we have. So yes, you can run. We have a hotel we're running, and we're actually working on a bigger hotel we're going to run in Enugu. It's 8 stories. In Enugu.
So you're going to power the hotel?
Yes, the lifts, everything.
The lifts?
Omnia's lifts are on solar. When the grid failed in Omnia, it was the solar that was powering the elevators. The lifts are on solar.
Okay, that is huge.
It's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal.
So, like I said, information is key. People just need to know. Because people do not know that, people are just thinking about, that little solar, that, you could just use and power your home, just get your lights working, just get maybe your fridge working. We're talking about industries now, and this is really amazing. So, we are in a home, and we are going to do a little tour for you. We'll show you the equipment that is powering the home, and we show you what is powering already.
Well, we've shown us here already.
Yes, we've already seen
AC.
the AC.
And it's a window unit. It's not even a split.
It's a window.
It's not even an inverter AC. It's a standard AC. Because they'll tell you, standard AC is not a standard AC.
Okay, so AWPS president is just wowing us today. Okay. So we'll be right back for that tour. This is space.com on NN 24/7. Yeah, so we're here now, and you want to show us
what powers this house.
What powers this house. And I'm amazed already that it's just a corner of the house. Nothing is disturbed. You still have your space. Tell us about this installation.
So one thing, we can install this outside. It allows us to install it inside or outside. It's not, that's one. The Nigerian environment is very harsh. We have moisture and dust issues.
Yes.
So if you're going to install equipment, you have to make sure that it can tolerate the dust and moisture. So you see, it's next to the window, and the window is always open.
Okay,
So
okay.
even if rain touches it, it's fine, it doesn't affect it. So this is what's powering the house. It's 7.5 kilowatt inverter. This is, the main box has the breakers, the automatic changeovers inside here.
Okay.
And then these are 2 batteries. This is a high voltage system. You don't see this much in Nigeria. So our battery voltage is much higher than what you traditionally will see in Nigeria.
Okay.
In Nigeria, battery voltages are 48 volts
Okay.
for the higher end systems. This here is about 200 volts. So this voltage can kill you.
Okay, so you told me about phases when we do NEPA phases. When light goes off on 2,
Right.
it might be on 1, or it might not be on any, or it might be on 2, it will be on 1. No. But this thing has phases too.
So this particular inverter is a single phase one.
Okay.
The one we're testing that we removed on Monday is 3 phases. So
Okay.
that's L1, L2, L3 independent phases of one another. Just like you get if you get full NEPA where you have your 3 cutouts, all 3 cutouts are supplying, that inverter will supply all 3 of them at the same time.
Okay.
So this one is just single phase of supplying the house. So we don't have any 3-phase appliance. If we have 3-phase stuff, then we're using a 3-phase inverter.
Okay.
But because we have single phase load, we're using single phase.
Okay, so this is what is powering it.
Yeah.
I told you it's powering the
Everything.
big refrigerator. It's on. Everything is chilled here. Yes, it's quite cold. It's really, really cold. So this is really
This is on 24 hours a day.
like I said, the president is wowing us.
AWPS Renewable Energy.
AWPS Renewable Energy. I mean, I think you should just call them and get all this. This is on 24 hours.
Yes.
The air conditioners.
The air conditioner upstairs is on 24 hours.
24
that
hours.
one is on from whenever I'm in the office to whenever I leave. The freezer is on 24 hours a day. Microwave, we use it whenever we want. Air fryer, we use it whenever we want. The electric cooker. So it's a standard cooker with 3 gas burners and electric burner. We use that. So once the batteries are full, we have energy that's not going anywhere. In Nigeria, we cannot sell excess power.
Yeah.
So we use it to cook.
Okay, so that you can dissipate.
Yeah, so yes, I mean the system doesn't care, but since I can generate it, that's why I use it for something. So what are the things we do? We can boil hot water and just
keep it and probably drink it later.
or we can pour it down the sink.
Okay, yes, for cleaning.
To clean.
To
Because,
clean.
you know, we use a lot of oils here.
Yes.
So you pour it down the sink.
I always like it when I pour hot water in the
Yes.
sink. I enjoy it because I know that it's doing something.
Exactly.
So that's a tip for you.
Yes, so please boil hot water and pour it down your sink.
Pour it down your sink. Yes, it cleans it up. Wow, we've been having a great time here talking about alternative source of energy, and our focus is solar. Now you gave us the idea of wind and hydro, which I believe that one day it will surface here in Nigeria. But for now, we're on solar, and we are praying that Nigerians, you don't need to suffer. That's what we're saying. You don't need to suffer. You have to get on the bandwagon of solar users. The sun is there. God has given us the sun to use, so why not use it? So get on solar and forget band A, band B, band C, band. I saw band E, and band E was, I don't know how about these 4 hours of power supply. It's not encouraging at all.
So let me say something to
Please.
customers. So even if you are on the grid and you're on band, whatever it is you are, you could still save money using solar. Because what happens is once the sun comes out, right?
Yes.
It starts to ignore NEPA and it will switch your load to solar. So even though you're powering your AC and everything, you're not using the credits.
Exactly.
So you could extend your credits for much longer.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
solar does a lot. It saves you on your credits. It saves you on your generator. It saves you on pollution. That's the big one we never discussed in Nigeria.
Yes.
Noise and
Air pollution.
So let me give you an example, and I'm sorry to this.
No, please go ahead, sir.
So my room, I had to put plastic on the windows because my neighbor's generator penetrates into the room and the fans have black soot on it.
Wow.
My AC, when you look inside the little bit spin that spins, is covered in black soot. So you're breathing this in every day because your neighbor's generators are running or your own generators are running. So we're talking about the things that we don't see, and then forget the noise. A human being is not supposed to be exposed to that level of noise on a continuous basis. It causes cell damage, and that's what we do to ourselves. We expose ourselves to pollution, noise, and air.
Wow. Okay, so that's the health angle of this.
Yeah, so it's just as important.
Very, very
But it's
important.
more important.
Wow. All right. Thank you so much, sir, for this. Thank you for telling us all about solar power. And we've been talking to the president of AWPS Renewable Energy Limited, Dr. Chris Onwasaya. He's also the sole distributor of Solax Power here in Nigeria. We will be right back after this. watching Space.com on LN247. I have my chilled drink. I am not band A, band B, band C, or band whatever, but there is 24 hours electricity supply here, and it's in Lagos, Southwest Nigeria, because this house we visited is powered by solar. So what are you waiting for? So if you want an alternative source of energy, you don't need to depend on PHCN or your generator, but generator for 24. Some people use their generators for 24 hours. Why? There's really no need for that. So let's embrace another source of energy. We're on solar now. Dr. Chris Onwasai also told us about hydro and about wind, but Nigeria is not there yet. We are exploring solar, and it is working for a lot of people. Now, we're not just talking about homes, we're talking about companies, we're talking about industries, we're talking about factories using this alternative source of energy. So while the government is busy increasing the tariff, we are busy getting solutions. It's been Space.com on LN247, and we explored alternative source of energy, solar. It's been your host, Gemalo Angel Olagoke, signing out.